just enough room. It was bad enough to be okay.
Well, and we could see a lot of golf ball. That makes a big difference.
Wayward with her approach at 2, and then this tee shot at 4, but a chance to save par as Charlie Hull goes down to one knee to eye this one.
Yeah, she kind of has the old school down to the knee plumb bob with the left hand. You don't see many players plumb bobbing it anymore. Overall, a downhill putt. Not a whole lot of movement to it. Maybe a little gun shy after that last putt on the last green going well by.
Yeah, it was a 3 putt. To the 5th again.
And this is Aileen Kim. This is her second shot, and she's just got an iron in her hands and was able to take a drive round the corner.
Yeah, Kim's approach and this birdie opportunity for Charlie Hull, starting the day at level par for the championship, 7 back, but not going her way right now. The defending champion for a birdie look at the 4th.
This to get back to even par for the championship. Oh, she didn't give it enough and it leaked off. Judy, with these conditions being so cool and winter-like, really feeling truly winter-like in these hole locations, even par will be a fantastic score today.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kay.
To 12, and Chella Choi. Just a moment ago. Staring it down. Judy.
Yes.
Maybe.
I hope.
Yes! Chella Choi.
First time I saw it. Great.
Third ace of the championship. A couple on Thursday. 4-4-1. How about that? And another look with that bright orange golf ball she's played for so many years. And see you later. She'd gone to get her tee. She knew it was good. You know, she'll see that plenty of times.
That's her dad with the high five, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 happened on Thursday. Amy Olsen was 1 over when she got to the 16th. And her second competitive ace moved her to 1 under. She was the first round leader. And then Yu Jin Sung at the 4th. That tee box over on the left. Go in, it did. Watch the celebration. Didn't hit that one off the heel. That was perfect. Jennifer Kupcho would be thrilled with a 3 here at 4.
Oh boy, she is now fairly mentally rattled and needs to recover quickly, or it's going to be a very long day.
It's getting longer as we speak. Look at that. Whacks her back with that putter grip. Just a couple of groups have yet to tee off. This is our leader by 3. Shibuno. Is she golf's next big game hunter?
I think she could be a race car driver with all of the logos. It's pretty cool looking.
And those will only grow. She keeps doing this. To 5.
This is Aileen Kim. This is for Eagle. She gave that a good run. She's rolling along quite nicely after having a birdie at 4.
Chella Choi. She's got a putter for reasons that we're not sure. She's not going to need it. 30th ace in the history of the U.S. Women's Open. Looking for your name on this list, Judy.
I'm sorry.
You did a little bit of everything else. There you go. That's why you got it. Cella, a winner on the LPGA Tour at the Marathon Classic a few years ago.
And she's a great story with her dad, who keeps wanting to retire, and she won't let him. So you know that's a good relationship.
To the first, Stacey Lewis.
A long second shot here at the first, playing back in the wind. That was 212 yards. That's a smart shot. That penalty area on the left-hand side from that distance definitely was coming into play. These first 3 holes, par 4s playing back in the breeze. And if you can play these first 3 holes even par, I think you'll pick up some shots.
And now the older of the 2 Jutanugarn sisters, Moriya.
Yeah, she's on the left-hand side of the fairway still at long distance, though, 190 yards. And if you're getting greedy here, you'd like to shape it here from right to left. But given that whole location and that back portion, Judy, you got to be thinking just center of the green.
Usually center of the green will not hurt you anywhere. It could leave you a pretty long putt this week.
Especially here. As that ball starts left, actually cutting back toward the center of the green. Yeah, wonderful shot. Does it stay on, though?
How far off will it go? That's okay, isn't
She
it?
can putt. If she chooses, she certainly can putt.
Yeah, that was an aggressive shot.
How about the predicament for Ariya Jutanugarn?
Yeah, she's going to be forced to go out to the right. She's got, looking at 163 yards, but more importantly, she's like 140 yards to the front right of the green. Has to slide it down low. That catches the oak trees and actually spits it back out to the right, still in the rough, but she'll have a long third shot.
Boy, it doesn't seem as though that's a mistake she would have to make unless the rough contributed and she could not keep the ball down.
Judy, was an absolute perfect lie. I'm surprised at that play there. I thought it was going to be pretty simple to get up on that right side.
Yeah, that's a mistake, and she's really good. There you see impact. She's really good at hitting that little low right to left shot. That should be right in her wheelhouse. That was a mistake.
Challenging third shot upcoming.
It's mistakes like that that have kind of haunted her this last year or so.
And confounded us.
Yes, and mistakes that, you know, she was not making when she was on top of the world.
Well, she gets a number and a club. We go to 5.
And this is Alim Kim. Already 1 under par for her round. This is to get it to 2 under par and to be one of 4 players that are currently under par for their round today on the golf course.
And had a great look there at the 4th earlier.
Go back to 1.
And a third shot for Ariya Jutanugarn.
You got to think now mindset, damage control here.
Yeah, straight in right now.
131 yards total. Get a little aggressive here. Ball can go just long here. You don't want to really do that. And control swing there. Very, very nice, and actually have an outside chance at pretty good look at a par there.
Yep.
So you see Jutanugarn and her sister Moriya, all those at 2 under, tied for 6th place. Alim.
Back to Stacey Lewis, within 5 starting the day. Can she save par here?
She came out and got a lesson from Jackie Burke one day, and he said, you go over there to the putting green and spend your time there. That's where they hand out trophies, not in the fairway. They hand the trophies out on the putting green. That's where you need to spend your time.
And he was instrumental in a course that is asking you for that.
True. Plenty of room on these putting greens. And now Ariya Jutanugarn for par. This would almost feel like a half birdie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. They got a great read from the putt of Stacey Lewis. Saw how it straightened up at the end. Initially went left, but this one comes down the slope. And after getting that read from Stacey, high chances here. What a save it would be. Always looked like a 4 there.
Sure. Wow. Out of position the whole way until it hit the bottom of the cup.
sometimes you concentrate just that fraction better when you're in a whole lot of trouble.
You know what? If that's the case, Judy, I've been concentrating for a long time.
Well, you have a gray hair or two now.
Exactly.
Right?
Our uninterrupted coverage of the USGA Championships is presented by Rolex. First time that the Women's Open has come here to Champions. It hosted the 1969 U.S. Men's Open. Orville Moody won it, the only career victory for Orville Moody. And it's great to have women's golf back in Houston. Stacey was talking a lot about that. First time since 2009 that the tour has come here to her home city. It's for Paul. Beg your pardon for Bogey.
Well, and in another lifetime, the LPGA had a tournament at the famed Memorial here in Houston.
And I believe you won one of those. Cheyenne Knight, another Texan, 16th.
This is what she worked on as I was walking to my place of business, and beautiful.
You'll take a birdie however you can get it.
The sand's a little different when it's damp. There's a little different texture. You cannot afford to go deep.
Danielle Kang into the water with her second shot. This for bogey. Came and played these courses when she was with Maverick McNeely playing in the Men's Houston Open a few weeks ago. Got a look at it, a sneak preview, but that's going to be 2 shots dropped and now 10 behind our leader Hinako Shibuno. NB Park looking at a birdie putt here at 16, and we welcome in Cara Banks with more.
Grant, thank you. You know, after Imbi finished runner-up at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, she went back to South Korea for 7 weeks, and it was fascinating listening to her speak about the contrast in her lives between being back home and here in America. She says when she's home in South Korea, she gets recognized everywhere. Of course, she is known as Queen Imbi. She can't even walk down the street. She can't even get through paying a toll on the road. She said even people in those booths recognize her. She says it is fun, but she does enjoy being able to relax a little bit more when she gets back here to the United States and able to get her groceries without too much disturbance.
Especially when you put the mask on. Even more so. Well, she is one of the most recognizable faces in all of golf, and this club that's in her hand is what has made her so.
Yeah, there's a very nice star quality about her.
Always looks stunned when they don't go in. Christy Kerr with the cooler temperatures and coming off that injury. How will she respond?
Look out.
Is that left of the penalty area? I think it was. Not sure. We've seen a few in that water just left of the green already today.
Big break, though, if it was so far left that it missed the penalty area.
Playing through the injured ribs. Her hand was banged up, her knee in that golf cart accident 8 days ago in North Texas at the Volunteers of America Classic. Let's take another look here. This may have gotten a most fortuitous U.S. Open champions bounce. Let's watch it.
Starts straight, turns a big hook on the ball.
And you're thinking this is wet 100% of the time. Okay, this is where the ball wound up. So what an opportunity for Christy Kerr to escape the first, perhaps with a par. She can get it up and down.
You know, you can play any number of rounds of golf and never get lucky. But when you do get lucky, try your best to take advantage of it.
To the fifth.
This is Charlie Hull with her third shot. Was really close to hanging on to the edge of the green with her second, and this really is a tremendous use of a lob wedge to slide that club under the ball, use the bounce, and wonderful guys to have in support.
Hottest player on the course at the moment, if you don't count Chella Choi, who made an ace at 16. or at 12 earlier. This is A-Lim Kim, who's made 3 birdies in her last 4 holes.
She's won a couple of times in Korea. She is playing in her very first U.S. Open.
As is our leader, Hinako Shibuno, who is just moments away from her 3rd round tee time. She was trailing going into the 3rd round last year at the AIG Women's Open, came from behind and made that 72nd hole birdie to win it. Here is A-Lim Kim at the 6th. It's been a familiar sight. Putt's coming up short because players are afraid of it going that far or further past. And what a break for Cristie Kerr. This is her 3rd shot here at the first after hooking her approach into the tree and having it ricochet to here. Wants it to sit, but you saw the grab on it. Sit and go. She changed her mind mid-roll. That'll be for a scrambling par. She's checking to make sure where Sarah Schmelzel is, her fellow competitor, to the 7th, and Jin Young Ko. Even for the day, 1 over for the championship.
Jin Young Ko is not sharp. I'm telling you, when this player is sharp, she just doesn't. There are so few errors in her game.
Judy, your first U.S. Women's Open was played when you were an amateur. What's going through these players' minds as they head to the first tee for their 3rd round tee time?
You know, I think these players are keyed up. I think they're probably a little bit nervous, but I think they're mature enough golfers, as we have seen, that they have to be thinking about play a really good round of golf. Put yourself in this spot again tomorrow.
This is Sarah Schmelzel, who is a young player on the LPGA Tour who continues to put solid tournaments together, trying to get herself into contention late on a Sunday for the first time. What a great opportunity for Sarah Schmelzel to play on a weekend in a major with Cristie Kerr. Here she comes, beaming, smiling Cinderella.
You know, we're trying to sell the fact to everyone at home and those who don't know that golf is fun. She clearly has fun playing golf.
It belies the challenges that she has overcome. This is A-Lim Kim trying to keep her momentum going. Oh, that is going to be a 3-putt bogey, it would appear, for Kim after 3 birdies. To the 2nd, this is Moriya Jutanugarn.
Yeah, going with a 5 hybrid here, 177 yards. Breeze at this time has died just a bit. It starts just left the hole, fading back toward the center of the green. It should stay there.
Keep it here for Stacy Lewis. How about the angle?
You know, if she wants to take a direct line at the flag, Grant, those trees up the left-hand side would come into play, but I would suspect she's not even looking there. She's looking out some 20 feet right of the hole. 173 yards just in the first cut, ball slightly above her feet. Yeah, this is out to the right. Another one comes up short, almost a mimic of the shot she hit at the first.
But with that experience, she does leave it in a spot where she can get up and down.
Yep. So as we watch these sisters play together today, a little piece of interesting history. Only 2 sister combos have won USGA championships, and that was Harriet and Margaret Curtis, and then one we know a little bit better, Hollis Stacy and her sister Martha Leach, a U.S. Open champion, a junior girls champion, the the Stacey family goes on and on with wins.
Well, after a terrific drive here, the ball sits on the downslope here, 146 yards. Just a gust of wind backed off, waiting for it to die down once again. And shape shot here, Judy. If you're trying to get greedy here, especially for the yardage, 146 yards, you'd like to work it in from right to left, given that whole location. Now, really steep on that impact, and it comes up well short. That was trying to stay in that shot, but really, really got down on that one here.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do today is take a deep divot.
Christy Kerr, could she take advantage of that break that she got with her second shot?
1 inch more speed, and it was in.
Yeah, ouch. That was a putt to save par after that incredibly fortuitous break opening hole. But a drop shot early doors for Christy Kerr, who joined Kang at 7th.
And she could use a birdie in a big way after the double at 6. Big weekend here for the young American Megan Kang, looking for her first victory, just like Amy Olsen and Lindsay Weaver, other Americans in this penultimate grouping. Waters over there.
All right, fine.
Barnett past it.
Yeah, and that hole way back in the green, so not the worst miss.
Amy Olsen had the lead after the first round this week. She had the lead after the first round of the AIG Women's Open back in August before struggling the second round. Let's see how she plays this second. Stayed in that bunker.
Yeah, and the way it went into the bunker, you would hope it sits rather nicely. Delicate third.
This is Stacey Lewis at the second.
Get it on the ground quickly, get it to run like a putt.
It was just a moment ago, and that's going to be another tough putt for par. This is Ariya Jutanugarn live now. One of the most powerful players in the women's game, but a great putter, and we see the touch there.
Yeah, wonderful short game. She has everything in the game, including length, but she doesn't achieve it with a driver. She's a mental issue with the driver in her hand. She can do everything you want to see on the practice tee, but not on the golf course.
And down we go to the first tee.
This is the 11:35 tee time. From Austin, Texas, Caitlin Papp.
USGA champ, U.S. Women's 4-ball champion, and a player at the University of Texas. She's got her assistant coach, Kate Golden, on the bag, an LPGA winner. What a moment. One of 2 amateurs in this final group on a weekend at a major.
Oh, that's a good looking drive right down the center. That's a good quick way to calm the nerves.
From Sweden, Lynn Grant.
Ladies British Open amateur champion at North Berwick, the home of Katrina Matthew, the Solheim Cup captain and a major champion from Scotland. And Lynn Grant a couple of years ago when Ariya Jutanugarn won at Shoal Creek at the U.S. Women's Open. She played late on a Saturday. She was tied for 4th through 2 rounds.
Good, strong, high ball. Beautifully hit.
From Japan, Hinako Shibuno.
First U.S. Women's Open appearance, but already a major champion. You don't see that very often. And while it was a surprise, because it was her first LPGA event, she was ranked inside the top 50 when she won, because she had already won a Japan LPGA major earlier that year. But to do it on such a big stage in her first time against the world's best was eye-popping.